What's the use of this hole at the front of the motorcycle? I had a look at my own motorcycle and saw one of it as well. But to find out more, I had to look inside of this hole. And that's what I found. It's called ram air intake and can help motorcycles or other vehicles to perform better through generating more power. It's usually located at the front of the motorcycle or at both sides, but pointing to the front. Oh, and I found another note in it, which says consider subscribing. What's the purpose of a ram air intake and how does it work? Let's have a look at the sketch. Fresh air is coming towards the motorcycle and enters the ram air intake. The intake brings the air to the engine. Of course not directly, there's still an air filter and some other parts in between. The way the air has to take to get to the engine gets tighter and tighter. This increases the static air pressure inside of the intake manifold. The increase in static air pressure increases the power the engine can produce. But why? First, because the air has higher pressure. And second, because the air density is higher as well. This means that more air-fuel mixture can be burned inside of the engine, and this directly increases the power output of the engine. But would it be clever to always use a ram air intake on any bike? I'd say no, because it also brings some negative points with it. First of all, the possible increase of engine power is really small. At least when you compare it to other methods which also increase the air pressure and the air density, like a turbocharger for example. Second, it only works at higher speeds. When you're riding slower, the air isn't entering the intake manifold fast enough and there's not enough air to generate a significant increase in static air pressure. And there's also another point. Ram air intakes usually increase the air resistance of the motorcycles, especially when they're installed at the sides of the motorcycles and not at the front. And at higher speeds with the ram air intake should have a positive influence on the motorcycle's power. The air resistance matters most. Of course, motorcycle manufacturers made their calculations and the ram air intake brings its benefits for the sport bikes. But I mean, they also have it at the front of the motorcycle and not at the sides. But the ram air intake shouldn't be the go-to tuning choice for every motorcycle out there.